Veena pustaka dharinim ashraye Veena pustaka dharinim ashraye Vegavahini dharinim ashraye Vegavahini dharinim Kayuta jata juta makutantam yena kayuta jata juta makutantam ekakrachitani dhyantam vidikantam ekakrachitani dhyantam vidikantam Veena pustaka dharinim ashraye Vegavahini dharinim ashraye Paradhyakila shabda swarupa vakasha Paradhyakila shabda swarupa vakasha Purnami chandrika dhavala sankasha Purnami chandrika dhavala sankasha Karavyanda kalyana dabhasha Karavyanda kalyana dabhasha kanaka dama bhusha vishesham kanaka निरन्तरं भक्तजिह्वाग्रवासा निखिल प्रपञ्च संकोच विकासा निरन्तरं भक्तजिह्वाग्रवासा निखिल प्रपञ्च संकोच विकासा नराधमान विलोकशोकपः नरहरिहर गुरु गुह पूजित विग्रह नराधमान विलोकशोकपः नरहरिहर गुरु गुह पूजित विग्रह न पुस्तक धरिnim आश्रये वेगवाहिनी वाणी
Such a beautiful kriti, right?
Of course, Dikshitar kriti na keknuma.
Of course, this is in the Raga Vegavahini, which also goes by the name Chakravakam, and whether the two are the same or not is, of course, the big question. I don't think there is any other composition in this form or this version of the Ragam, right? So, how do you see this Raga? How do you think of this Raga?
It has no resemblance to Chakravakam at all.
Yeah.
Right? So, the point that makes it really confusing is that Mutthuswami Dikshitar, Sampradaya Pradarshini, he gives the Arohanam as Sarigama Padani, Sanidapa Magarisa. Right? So, it's pretty much like what we would call as Chakravakam now.
Yeah.
And Dikshitar Kritili, if you look at his other compositions, Gajanana Yutam or Varahim Vaishnavim, they pretty much sound like Chakravakam.
Yeah.
This is the only exception. And in the Ragatla or Gamakamla, it's like nothing like what you would see.
So, what do you see as the main, some of the main differences between this and the standard Chakravakam?
I think you are better placed to say that, but from my limited observation, I think Magarisa varadu.
Yeah.
So the other Mela kuda reason.
So you're saying Vakrama vardu. Magariga abdiya.
Magariga risa varum.
Yeah.
But Magarisa Prayagam I have not seen in this particular version, but surprisingly Sanchari, the Sanchari that Mutthuswami Dikshitar gives in Sangita Sampradaya Pradarshini, that has Magarisa. I think Mutthuswami Dikshitar composed பண்ண சஞ்சாரியே இருக்கு அதுல மாகரிசன் இருக்கு அதை பார்த்தா எனக்கு சக்கரவாகமா தான் தெரியுது எனக்கு தெரியல பட் எனிவே but also மேல கூட ரீசா நிதனிலாம் that prayogam is not there in
this version.
Yeah, in the version கிடையாது but Chakravagam that's very common, right?
Yeah, Chakravagam is a typical what we call scalar ragam, so it's we can take scalar. a lot of liberty.
இது ரொம்ப ரக்தி ஜாஸ்தி இல்லை so I don't know how to place it exactly, what exactly makes it different from Chakravagam despite having the same notes, but
I think some of the very distinctive phrases or prayogams in this version of Vegavahini is the emphasis on ma and da, and especially that sama jump, right? Samagama. So idukku vandu if we were to construct an arohanam avarohanam, it would be something like samagama padani sa nidapa sanidapa dabama pamagari sa, something like that, or sanidapa magarisa paadlam.
Actually that reminds me adula sa da prayogam jaasti idilla sani da
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. No, I think in addition to Sanida, that Sada,
some Vishesha
that is there here. Yeah. That Sama, Sama Arambatli, like the very first line, it goes Samagama. That reminded me of another point. If you remember, we attended this Legdem by R.K. Sriram Kumar in Mumbai a few years ago, and he made this point about Neerajakshi Kamakshi in Hindolam. Adula kuda, although Hindolam of course is a very common raga, dealt with by so many composers, in Dikshitar's version of Hindolam there is that sama.
Right.
It's not the standard Sagamadhanisa Sanidamagasa as in Hindolam. So I thought that was an interesting similarity between this and the Hindolam.
In general, I think Dikshitar, his interpretation of ragas is very different. In the Navaratri Kritiyil kuda pata Kamboji or like all the other ragams.
Yeah.
So his interpretation is always very different.
Yeah. The other distinction I think here between this one and Chakravagam is Gala Nirtharda seems very odd in Vegavahini. Sariga.
In fact, and the Sariga Prayagame kadayadu.
Yeah. Actually, Chakravagam also, it's not that much. Ahir Bhairav, which is the Hindustani equivalent of Chakravagam, there, we can take all liberty, and landing on Ga is like very common there. Chakravagam, it's not that much. But in Vegavahini, it's especially like, it sounds very jarring. Right?
And the Sarigama Prayagame, it's like, even though it's there in the Sanchari and Subramanya Dikshitar gives it as an Arohanam, it just simply doesn't square with this particular version of Vegavahini.
Yeah. So the other thing that's very striking to me is the resemblance between this Vegavahini and Kamboji.
Correct.
So and the lots of these phrases like and the emphasis on the ma and the da, right? Of course, that would be Kamboji. We don't have Padasa here.
Correct.
But the hovering between Gamapadani and the region, just that region is very, very reminiscent of Kamboji to me. Especially in the word like Paurnami abdi varunla? Those sorts of like Sancharam or Prayogam is like so reminiscent of Kamboji, which is like very weird, right? We would never make a connection between Kamboji and Chakravagam, but
exactly.
Yeah.
That very soft handling of
exactly, that soft
handling of the pada transition.
I mean, technically, swara wise, it should not be surprising. Chakravagam and Hari Kamboji share 6 notes.
That's right.
Reasonably different notes.
But Anna, if you listen to any song in Chakravagam, you are never reminded of Kamboji.
Exactly, yeah.
There's no resemblance
so
to
it's
Kamboji.
all about that gamakam and the handling, right? Rather than just going by the notes. So, like you were saying, like Varahim Vaishnavim is also like dealt with in a pretty standard Chakravagam style, right?
So, I'm not sure how to think about that. Either there are 2 possibilities. One, Dikshitare and the compose pannirukkalam. Maybe we call it incorrectly as Vegavahini now.
So you're saying that even Gajananayutam and Varahim and the Kriti Lankuda, maybe it was constructed originally in this version of Vegavahini.
That is a second possibility, which is that we lost that original version, but then people tried to reconstruct that eppadi irukum appdin theriyama. But since Chakravagam is more popular,
so you're saying either Dikshitar himself had 2 versions of Vegavahini, one scalar and one more Rakti. The other possibility is there was only one authentic Dikshitar version and people changed the other Kritis to make it more scalar and maybe to be more appealing or something.
I think the second possibility is probably more likely. And given that, we should be thankful that this version survives.
Yeah.
But I think that this seems more Dikshitar-like.
Yeah.
To me.
I don't know. I think that's an open question. Like if you take Dvijavanti, right? Akhilandeshwari and Chetashri are very different. Chetashri is the more like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, native, more traditionally Carnatic sounding. I think it has a lot of similarity with Yadugala Kamboji, right?
Yes.
Whereas Akhilandeshwari is more like Jaijavanti, the Hindustani Dvijavanti. Both are very beautiful and very different. So who knows? Maybe Dikshitar himself conceived of 2 versions of the same raga.
That's correct.
Right? I don't know. It's also unfortunate that the Sampradaya Pradarshini does not have notations for Gajananayutam and Varahim, so that we can compare.
And Gajananayutam, I don't even know how to reimagine it in this Vegavahini.
Yeah.
அது எப்படி அது காலப்பிரமாண வித்தியாசமா இருக்கு, பிரயோகம் வித்தியாசம்.
Gajanamagari Sarambame, it's like has nothing to do with this version. Anyway, I think we should definitely check out that Legdem by S.R. Janakiraman that is apparently on Sangeeta Priya. We have to dig that out on Vegavahini.
Of course, idella avattu da kekkணும்.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our presentation of the Kriti and our discussion. Thank you for watching.